Hello. So to create our own custom eye, or more specifically, the iris and the pupil, what we need to do is make our own custom multi-map like this. Now, this is a vanilla multi-map. You can see it's very low resolution. We can see all the pixels, but I want to use it as an example of how we're going to break this down, because looking at it like this kind of purple and pink texture doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's actually really easy to create, and it's done by manipulating these color channels over here. I'm using Photoshop, so the process may be different for you if you're using GIMP or something else, but it works the same way. You're going to be manipulating the color channels. So we'll start with red. Red governs where the color of the eye goes. So the closer you get to white is going to be closer to the full color of your chosen eye color. And then, of course, as you get closer to black, that's going to be black, like the pupil. Then we have the green channel. This governs where the catch light goes. So the catch light is that little like twinkle in your eye, that little sparkle. And it works in a similar fashion. The closer to white, the brighter the catch light is going to be in that area. And then as you fade into black, the darker or the less that the catch light is going to show up in that area. And finally, the blue and the alpha, we're just leaving blank. They're just white. So to create my own custom multi, what I'm going to do is start with this dragon head. I play a Ara female, so I figured a dragon head would be appropriate. And as you can see, I'm starting with a color image. That's absolutely fine. You don't need anything specific like a black and white one or anything like that. Because we're manipulating the color channels, it's going to turn out just the way we need it to. So what I'm going to do is basically just reverse engineer the texture that we were looking at a second ago. So I'm going to start with the blue channel, and I'm just going to paint this completely white, like so. Then go to the green channel, and I'm going to start by painting it fully black. And then, as you may have noticed, I'm using a really soft brush. So I'm just going to put this somewhere close to the center and click like that. And there we go. That'll do for the green channel. And then the red, I'm actually just going to leave alone. You know, you could have some detail in here if you want, for sort of like, I don't know, veins or some texture to the eye. You could have a darker area around the outside like this vanilla one does. But I play an Ara. I have limbal rings. I don't really need to worry about that. And I don't really want any detail in the iris. I just want it to be a stark contrast between the limbal ring and then this dragon head. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And then if we put this all together, you can see here we have our sort of pink, blue, purple multi. And that's it. It's done. So now let's talk about installing it. Let me actually go ahead and save real quick. Now, if you have ever installed a tattoo with Penumbra, this will be very familiar to you. We're just going to make a new blank mod and add a file redirect for the texture. Super simple. Now, if you're not familiar, the way this works is we have our race code here, this C, and then 4 digits, and then we have our face number here, the F, and the 4 digits, and then it repeats over here as well. So I play an Ara female, that's 1401. I use face 4, so that's F0004. But you notice that I have these except, and then these 5, these are clans or, quote unquote sub races. So the reason I have these listed is because their face number is a little bit different. If you play one of these 5 clans and you're using face 4 like I am, instead of F0004, it's going to be 0104. So that's the only difference, and then you would do it here as well. But that's why I noted these are the 5 exceptions. Otherwise, if you play anything else, it's just F000 and then your face number, and that's it. Now, if you do not know your race code, then I have an image for that as well that I can pull up. I'll leave this on the screen for a sec. You can pause if you want, but I'm going to put an example file path in the description, and then I'll also throw this like up on Imager or something and put a link to this image in the description as well, so you can grab it at your leisure. All right, let's go ahead and get this installed. So let's go to the game here, and I am going to open up Penumbra. And as I said, I am going to create a new empty mod here, and we will just call this Dragon Eye, like so. And now what I'm going to do is go to the Edit Mod tab, click on Open Mod Directory, and I'm going to create a new folder in here, and I'm going to call it Chara, like that. And then I'm just going to close this. I'm not going to put anything in there just yet, but we will in a second here. Next up is Advanced Editing, and then over to the Textures tab, and I'm going to click this little file icon here, and I'm going to go to where I saved my texture, which is on my desktop. We'll click OK and load that in. There it is. I'm going to click Save as Text, and now this is going into that Chara folder, and I'll just leave it named Dragon Head. That's fine. We'll say OK. Next up is over to File Redirections. I'm going to click Reload Files. Here we go, Chara Dragon Head. And this is where I am going to paste in the path. So I am going to grab this, like so, and then go paste it in like that, enter, hit apply changes, and then if I redraw, well, actually, I need to enable the mod and check for conflicts, which I do have. So I have a conflict here at 6, so I'm going to set the priority at 7, like that. We should be good now. If I redraw and then zoom in, you can see, there we go. I have dragon head eyes. They're a little bit big. I might want to shrink that down and clean it up a bit, but that's the process. That's how it works. So I hope that this was helpful and you can have some fun making your own custom eyes.